6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. National Radio celebrates its 97th anniversary today. The President says all should unite together to make the food security program a success. The Prime Minister says that the future generation will be able to face the challenges by promoting the efficiency of the country. The Sapukaskanda oil refinery to resume operations today. News overseas, a deadly attack leaves a retaken Kherson in Ukraine with no power. In sports cricket, Sri Lanka Cricket appoints 3-member election committee to elect new office bearers. And those are the headlines. And now we move on to the stories in detail. Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation celebrates its 97th anniversary today. The broadcast went down in history as the first radio broadcast in the British colonies and the first in Asia. Sri Lanka's first radio station was established on December 16, 1925. Programs aired include Western music, weather reports, and trade information. Eventually, drama began to be broadcast on the radio. Wireless drama was the first play to be heard. In 1927, sports information and news coverage began. In the same year, the first live Sinhala music program was aired. Among the announcers who represented the early era of Ceylon radio were Anderson, L.R. Vijayamana, D.M. Columbage, D.T.L. Guruge, Karunaratna Abesekara and S. Nataraja. English became the mother tongue of radio, which was created to meet the needs of the British rulers. Several programs have been organized to mark this day. Special program prepared based on the themes of SLBC programs is now being aired by Sinhala National Service. Another musical program is scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. through the same service. The commercial service and City FM will broadcast favorite old hits. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that hunger has no party or color and that everyone should come together to make the food security program a success in order to face the future food shortage as a strong country. The President further emphasized that everyone should forget their differences and dedicate themselves to rebuild the country's economy. President Ranil Wickremesinghe stated this while joining the Badulla district program of the multi-sector joint mechanism for empowering rural economy revival centers to ensure food security and nutrition yesterday. Commenting further, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said he would like to thank everyone for their comments on the functioning of the food security program in the Badulla district. The government stated that the food security program, at a time when there was a shortage of fertilizer and fuel in the country, and at a time when no country wanted to give us loans. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the future generation will be able to face the challenges by promoting the efficiency of the country. Speaking at the National Productivity Awards ceremony held yesterday at the Temple Trees, he said attention should be focused on to upgrade public sector productivity by using efficient and novel technologies. The Prime Minister also said that more opportunities should be provided to youth to enhance their creativity. He added that the existing strict rules and regulations that hinder the creativity of the sector should shortly be amended. The Prime Minister also said that government is to introduce radical changes in many sectors to provide platforms for creativities of a younger generation. Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaraveera says attention has been drawn towards merging the Milco Private Limited and the National Livestock Development Board and increase the production. Speaking during a discussion held recently, Minister Amaraveera said the two state-owned entities should be merged and brought under the purview of the same chairman and the board of directors. The minister said by merging all farms that belong to Milco and NLDB, the production can be increased while keeping costs at manageable levels. He further added that the budgetary allocations will also be directed to increase production next year. The overseas travel ban currently imposed on Samagi Jana Balawegi MP Diana Gamage has been temporarily lifted. Accordingly, the Colombo Magistrates Court lifted the travel ban imposed on the State Minister of Tourism for a period of 5 days. The Controller General of the Department of Immigration and Immigration has been ordered to take all necessary measures in this regard. Parliamentarian Gamage's foreign travels were initially barred by Colombo Chief Magistrate Nandan Amarasinghe on 11th November over a complaint challenging the veracity of identity documents, including the birth certificate, the national identity card and the passport. And that's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation announced that the Sapakoskandu oil refinery, which has been out of production for several days without imported crude oil, is taking all necessary steps to resume operations from today. Due to the shortage of crude oil, the authorities took steps to close the refinery on October 7th. A ship carrying 90,000 metric tons of imported crude oil has already arrived at the Colombo port, and after completing the necessary payments, the corporation has started the unloading operations at Sapakoskandu refinery tank complex. And that came to you in top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Celebrate Christmas and New Year with lots of CIB discounts. Valuable gifts with bank discounts till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe has expressed hope that the ongoing rolling power interruptions could possibly be ended by the mid of next year. He made this remark during an event held in Badulla yesterday. However, the president noted that this situation could change if a drought condition prevails in the country. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Celebrate Christmas and New Year with lots of CIB discounts. Valuable gifts with bank discounts till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
First, the headlines. Deadly attack leaves retaken Kherson in Ukraine with no power. U.S. charges China student with stalking peer who put up pro-democracy flyers. Thai princess collapses from heart condition. And those are the headlines of the world news. 2 people have been killed, say Ukrainian officials, in a second day of Russian attacks on central Kherson, recaptured by Ukraine last month. Heavy shelling on critical infrastructure in the port area left the entire city without power, according to the regional governor. The retreat of the Russian forces from Kherson was one of the Moscow's biggest setbacks since the February invasion. An overseas Chinese student in the U.S. has been charged with stalking and threatening another Chinese student who took part in pro-democracy activism on their campus. U.S. prosecutors say Xiaolei Wu, 25, sent threats to the girl and also reported her family to authorities in China. The Berkeley College of a Music student was arrested in Boston on Wednesday. He is alleged to have targeted the girl after she put up flyers calling for greater political freedom in China. Thailand's royal palace reports that the Thai king's eldest daughter collapsed from a heart condition on Wednesday evening. Princess Bachrakitiaba, the eldest daughter of King Vajiralongkorn, collapsed while training dogs northeast of Bangkok. The 44-year-old was taken to a nearby hospital, then taken by helicopter to Bangkok, where she is being treated. The palace described a condition last night as stable to a certain extent. And that's world news.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development news. The Ceylon Electricity Board and Sustainable Energy Authority have been tasked with evaluating renewable energy proposals received by the Board of Investment within a week. Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara held a discussion with officials of his ministry regarding the foreign direct investment proposals received by the Board of Investment for the energy sector. At the meeting, the minister said that the other potential renewable energy projects, refineries, tariff formulas, and industry electricity pricing were also discussed at this meeting. And that was development news.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka food was showcased at an international food fair in Hanoi, Sri Lanka's embassy in Vietnam said. Hanoi embassy said Sri Lanka's food was one of the main attractions, with foods such as kottu roti and hoppers were made with live demonstrations. The participation in the festival was organized by the embassy with the support of the Sri Lankan community in Vietnam. Over 5,000 people have attended the festival with diplomatic missions and international organizations and INGOs based in Hanoi. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Moving on to sports, Sri Lanka Cricket SLC has appointed a 3-member election committee to conduct the forthcoming election of SLC office bearers, scheduled to be held in May 2023. At an extraordinary general meeting held yesterday, Sri Lanka Cricket appointed Justice Ms. Malani Gunaratne, retired judge of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ms. Shiromi Pereira, retired judge of a High Court, and Mr. Sunil Sirisena, retired senior public official of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service, to this committee in accordance with the prevailing sports law, regulation and constitution of the SLC to conduct the forthcoming election of the office bearers of SLC. And that was sports news.
Economic news, courtesy of
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Ministry of Trade says that it plans to give interest subsidies to egg farmers who the industry says are now crippled by price controls imposed by the Consumer Affairs Authority. The minister advised the officials to grant loans for the egg producers under a minimum interest rate to reduce production cost, the ministry statement said. No details were given on how the interest subsidy will be implemented. And that was Economic News.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LOLC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather report. The Met Department says the showery condition is expected to enhance in the northern and north central and eastern provinces of the island in the next few days. The Met Department says the showery condition is expected to enhance in the northern, north central and eastern provinces of the island. From tomorrow, several spells of showers will occur in eastern and Uva provinces and in Polonnaruwa, Matale and Hambantota districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in western and Sabaragamu provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts during the afternoon or night. And that was the weather report. To wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. National Radio celebrates its 97th anniversary today. The President says all should unite together to make the food security program a success. The Prime Minister says that the future generation will be able to face the challenges by promoting the efficiency of the country. The Sapakaskanda oil refinery to resume operations today. News overseas: deadly attack leaves a retaken Kherson in Ukraine with no power. In sports cricket, Sri Lanka Cricket appoints a 3-member election committee to elect new office bearers. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.